Hello citizens, and welcome to another 315 video, Guide to the Stars, Part 2. Well, I was going to do the intro outside, but as you can see, it's a little nasty out there. So I think for the sake of it, we're going to stay inside the ship and do the intro from the safety of the cabin. Alright guys, last time we went over the basics of Star Citizen, starting off in an apartment, and we worked our way all the way up to leaving a hangar on Microtech in our ship. We'll be picking right back up where we left off, but this time we're going to space. Now, just like last time, if you want to join me, you can head on over to Twitch. I'll be there on Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights. For those of you over on the YouTube though, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell if you want those notifications for when a new video drops. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, we just left the hangar in our Avenger Titan. Last time we were out here looking at the sights and taking them in, getting ready to head up to space. So without further ado, let's jump right into that. It's important to know that the basic controls of this game are W, S, A, and D. We will go over a bunch of the other more advanced controls as we venture forth. Now, we head back into our cockpit here. We'll go ahead and start pointing our nose up towards space, because obviously that's the quickest way for us to get up there. Now, if we go ahead and press the B key, we'll go into our quantum drive, and we'll start to see all these little red arrows outlining the cockpit. They're red because they're all locations that we could jump to, but we can't for various reasons. In this case, we will line up with this square up here, which is Port Tressler, and it says we have to exit the atmosphere. Well, in order to do that, we're going to need to increase our speed. On the left-hand side here, we see that square. We can mouse up with the mouse wheel, and that square will move up. We can also move down to move the square down, and that will control how fast we can go. Now that we've reached space though, we can see that the point is now blue. After reducing our speed down, we can go ahead and hold the B key this time around. That's going to go ahead and jump us into our target range. Now, entering back into our third person by pressing F4, we can go ahead and spin around holding the Z key. And congratulations are due, because guess what, citizens? You have made it to space. You are no longer planet-bound. You are space venturer. Well done, citizens. And as we spin the rest of the way around, we can see our space station again that we want to go land at. So we'll go ahead and increase speed again by pressing the W key. And as we come in on our location, we're going to want to increase our speed some more so we can get there faster. But it is important to remember that if you come in too fast and don't reduce speed soon enough, you'll crash into the space station, and with a smaller vessel, you will die. So don't forget to reduce when you get closer. Now, just as before, while we're on approach, we're going to have to hail this space station in order for us to be able to land, just like we had to hail the station to be able to leave the hangar down on Microtech. So we're going to click that down in the bottom there. And in a few seconds, we'll get a confirmation from them. And then we'll get a little marker with an arrow that tells us where we can land. And there's our little marker. We'll go ahead and make our way in now. And as we approach the station, if we're on the dark side of the sun like we are right now, it might be a little hard to see. But if we press the L key, we can go ahead and turn on our lights, and it'll make it much easier to see things. As we come in on this station though, we will realize that we are upside down, in my case anyway. Good time for us to go over advanced controls. Q and E will rotate your ship so that you can line up better. Another advanced control is space and control. We'll change the height of your ship. So if we press space, we'll go ahead and get above this pad here. And we'll go ahead and go into third person so that we can land. Putting out our landing gear with the N key. Go ahead and get ready to descend by pressing Control. And there we are. Another happy landing. Alright, citizens, now we made our landing. We're going to go ahead and shut our engines off with the I key. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and exit our ship. We can either do that on the left-hand side, or we can hit the exit seat and go through the back. We'll go through the front this time. Alright, now we've gone over space and we've gone over some ship flying. We'll go ahead and make our way into the station, and we'll go over some of the buying features Star Citizen has to offer. We'll look at some prices, and then after that we'll go over how we can acquire some money to be able to buy some suits and weapons and things like that. We'll go ahead and enter the station by calling the elevator and getting aboard. And we'll go ahead and select the floor we want, in this case the lobby. Entering into the space station, we see security on the right, and on the left we see some more computers where we can call in ships. In this case though, we'll be adding our ship to the space station storage. We can also see all of our ships that are currently located in the area. Once that store switches to retrieve, we know it's put away, and we can move forward into the space station. Oh, would you look at that. The details in this game are truly astounding. Down at the hot dog stand, you'll find some food and beverages you can purchase. It's important to take note in this game you do need food and liquid to survive, so you may want to stop in there and see what you can get. Moving into the medical clinic up here, we're going to teach you a trick that I think is really important, especially for those of you who might have lesser machines and you need all the frames you can get. Here at the patient check-in, this is where we'll go if we need healing. But in our case, over here on the left, further down, we're going to go to the regeneration screens. We're going to pick this location to spawn at simply because it gives us better frames and loads things faster so we can get into the game a little quicker. So we're going to switch our primary resident to the clinic here on the station. Hit confirm, and you'll see that update. We'll go ahead and exit that and back away. Behind us here at the pharmacy, we'll go ahead and find some other medical items that we can actually purchase and put on our character. Go ahead and use the screen. Once it loads in, we'll see two options. We'll go ahead and click on the supplies option. Then we'll see the different medical pens that we can select. The two important ones here will be the med pen and the oxy pen. We're going to go ahead and click on those. We'll change our quantity and hit confirm. It's important to hit buy and then confirm, otherwise you actually haven't purchased the item and it won't be in your storage. Now there's other ones in here, but for right now we'll stick with that, and we'll go over to the other tab, where we can find the Paramed. This is a med gun that allows you to heal other players, so we're definitely going to take that with us just in case. In the attachments tab, we'll find the refills for the gun down at the bottom, looking like a green tube. We'll want to take at least one or two of those with us. Let's grab two. Once we've confirmed that and we checked out, now we can go ahead and back out and go into our inventory and grab them from storage to equip them. By doing that, we can scroll all the way to the bottom, and we'll see what we purchased right there. We can grab and drag any items onto our character. It's important to remember if all you have on is a suit, you won't have as many slots as armor. You also won't have any storage for anything beyond the basics. So in this case, we'll equip the gun and the two little tubes that we grabbed earlier. We can't unfortunately equip the refills, so we'll leave that in the storage for now. Let's go check out what else the space station has to offer. We'll do that by heading back to the elevator, but not the hangar elevators. In this case, we're actually going to turn and go over to the elevators on our right. These elevators are going to go ahead and take us to the different floors of the station rather than the hangars or pads of the station. We'll go ahead and step inside. Once inside, we'll see the different options here. We have Cargo Center, Galera, and the hangars and habs. That's where we currently are. So we'll definitely want to go to a different location. Let's go to the Galera. Once we step out in the Galera, we'll see a lot of different options. This is where the food court can be found, little bars, and various shops. In this case though, we're looking for armor because we don't have any. So let's go to the right In different ports, it'll be in different locations, but the armor location for this area is right here on the right. I like to personally buy armor from Port Tressler just because it has the most options. There's other areas you can go that will also have firearms. Port Tressler unfortunately does not have firearms. The first screen we come to will show those pens we got before. We're going to go to undersuits though, and we'll see various options. We currently have one equipped, so these are just different looking ones. But if we go to the armors tab, this is where we get more in depth with all the various armors we can get. We'll see the prices vary based off light, medium, and heavy armors. While looking at them, we'll see that the prices range from anywhere from 1,000 to like 5,000 in different fields. It's going to get more expensive based off what you're looking at, obviously, but just in general, when buying a full suit of armor, you could spend anywhere from 8,000 to 20,000. And if you're just starting off, this could really bite into your savings. So why don't we move on for right now, go see what the other area of the space station has to offer down in the cargo center. We'll do this by heading back the way we came so we can get to the elevator where we saw the cargo facility at. We'll jump back in the elevator once it arrives and we'll select the cargo center instead. Now that we've arrived, we'll step outside, and at this point in Star Citizen, there's not really anything to the cargo facility on the right hand side, so we'll go ahead and head over to the left. Mostly on the right hand side, it's just storage and ambience. But over in the cargo services, in this case, we'll go over there and we'll see various options relating to cargo hauling, and they even have their own small store selection. On the left hand side, you'll see rentals. We'll head over there and see what they have. Just like the rental facility on Microtech, there'll be various options inside this menu. In this case though, these are all geared towards transport. So if you need to transport for some cargo missions, you may want to upgrade to one of these bigger ships so that you can have a rental that can carry more capacity. Again, this won't break your bank, but it will allow you to do better missions. Moving forward, if we head over to the right, we'll see the logistics section, and just past that we'll see the store. The menus of the logistics section don't do anything yet. The store, however, is much like the store upstairs. We can go up to this menu here, and we can see clothing, and jackets, shirts, things like that. This, however, is a little different than what we saw in the armor section, being that it has more options. There is a multi-tool in here, so if you want to go out and do some mining or things like that, I recommend grabbing one of these bad boys. Then you'll need the mining attachment. The other options are torch cutter and tractor beam. You can get armor undersuits here, the beacon one which we have on, or this larger one, which actually has a high holding capacity, which is great if you don't want to have to equip all armor and you just want an option that allows you to hold minerals and such. In the armor section, we have more armor options like we did upstairs, and again, these range in price based off what you purchase. These could be a little bit better buying option price-wise if you'd like to get something a little cheaper but still be able to have carrying capacity. Unfortunately, they do come in yellows and whites, but hey, if that's your style, more power to you. Operating under the impression though that you're trying to make money, not spend money yet, we're going to need to go do some missions. And for the sake of not making the video too long, we'll go ahead and save that for the next episode. So be on the lookout for that, because it's going to be a doozy. We're going to cover missions, ship-to-ship combat, and then weapon and armor purchases. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep an eye out for part 3. If you appreciate this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and join us for a stream sometime. We'll see you on the next one, citizens.